Backroads and barbecue, baby.
Welcome back to another episode of Backroads and Barbecue. So today we're going to do some work on this Lowrider ST. I'm going to be installing the S&S Slash Cut Slip-ons. Right here, we're going to get rid of that stock exhaust. We're going to get some sound, hopefully some sound to this bike. I got some before clips that I'm going to roll in here in a few minutes. You'll be able to listen to the bike from not from a cold start because I had to ride it to a park, but it's going to be from a warm start. Just at an idle, couple revs as it's stationary, then a takeoff, and then a pass by about 2,500 to 3,000 RPMs, and then a couple takeoffs on the road where I was able to get some space in front of me and see if we can get that sound from the rider's perspective stock. And then I'm going to try to replicate all those same things exactly again after we get those S&S slip-ons installed. So that's the goal today. I'm going to try to do a full install video for you, especially talking about those exhaust gaskets that you're going to need to replace when you take these slip-ons or take the stock exhaust off and put those slip-ons on. So let's get started and we'll get going.
All right, so we're gonna do a stock start. It's not cold. I did ride it to the park, but it's gonna give you an example of what this sounds like with stock exhaust starting up. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is, and unfortunately I forgot my little tripod, came out to the park, left my tripod at home, so I'm a little frustrated. I'm gonna do this as best I can. I'm gonna set the camera down and I'm gonna get the bike as I take off, and then I'm gonna do a drive-by about 2,500 to 3,000 RPMs.
Before we begin today, I want to share some scripture with you. Revelation chapter 21 verse 4 says, "And he will wipe away every tear from their eyes. Death will be no more. Grief, crying, and pain will be no more, because the previous things have passed away. Amen and amen."
All right, so real quick, here are the tools I ended up using on this install. So I waited to the end to tell you the tools I use. That way you'd have them prepared from the beginning. So regular 3/8 socket wrench. I had two extensions. I think I really only used one, but a 9/16 socket, a pair of vice grips, a 3/16 Allen head socket, a 3/16 Allen, flathead screwdriver, a number 3 Allen, and that's only going to be used if you plan to take the baffles out, and then a dead blow hammer just to kind of get the clamp back on and everything else. Now, real important from the beginning, these are the clamps that come with the S&S kit. I ended up not using these, and you'll see in the video why. I ended up using the stock Harley exhaust clamps and the S&S exhaust gaskets. So I talked about that more in the video to come. So all right, so here's what we're going to be working on today: getting these stock mufflers off, getting those S&S Slash Cut Slip-ons installed. So we got a couple bolts here. We're going to have this here. We're going to have this right here. These heat shields should be able to stay on, so I'm hoping that those heat shields stay on. We have another clamp down here that I'm not sure if we need to deal with, because that is for this heat shield there and there. But I do know that we're going to have to get to these Allens here, and then I'm going to move the camera. I don't have the bag off yet. And then right back here is the next set of Allens that we got to get to. So we're going to take this bag off. We're going to loosen these up first. As soon as I get to those, I'll give you sizes. Allens, these should come off, and then we will talk about those gaskets, and then hopefully do a quick install of the S&S Slash Cut Slip-ons, and then take it for a ride and see what kind of difference we get in sound. So taking these bags off is not too complicated. Obviously, I'm gonna open that up, my sweatshirt out, and my luggage bag insert, which I don't recommend buying. Didn't really see a lot of benefit in getting those at all, so I don't think that they work very well. So kind of wish I wouldn't have bought those, but I did. Okay, so getting this bag off, I'm going to pull this and then go up to that unlocked position. As you do, this is also going to tell you that your bag is now unlocked. So it's really important when putting these back on that you get them on all the way back onto those mounts, and you make sure you get it locked. Seen some videos of some people who have had some difficulty with that, and ended up having their bags fly off and get really scratched up. So once we got that unlocked, it should be as simple as pulling it back and kind of up, and basically what you're taking it off of is here and here. It's slipping back, but then you're also releasing it from this point as well. So when you reinstall, make sure it is on here, fully on here. You're clipping that thing back down, and you're seeing that red lever go back down, fully locked. And then I would give it a tug or two just to make sure it's fully secure, and you're not going to have any problems with it flying off. All right, let's get to this disassembling the stock mufflers, and we'll get some tools out. All right, so here's what you get with the S&S Slash Cut Slip-ons. You get a sticker. You get new clamps that are going to replace those there. We also, and this is the important part, S&S supplies you with the exhaust gaskets. So I'm going to try to make those work. I'm hoping they work. I went ahead before I knew, and I purchased the replacement gaskets from Harley, which were about 18 bucks each. So hopefully these from S&S will work just fine, and I can return those gaskets that I purchased from Harley and get that money back. All right, let's get to it. Okay, first thing we're going to do is get after these 9/16 bolts. So I'm going to go after this top one first. nice and loose. Get that one on the bottom. My exhaust is a little warm, so I'm going to loosen everything up. And if it's too hot for me to deal with right now, I'll let it cool off and come back to it. Plenty loose. There. Okay, so 3/16 Allen wrench. Let me adjust this camera for you so you can see. Okay, get after these right here. Don't know if. Okay, hold that thought. Let me get a 3/16 Allen socket head, and then try it that way. Alright, so using your 3/16 Allen socket head, move these right here. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I can see how that washer wants to pull away, or pull on that heat shield. That is kind of odd. Let's see. Move this back just a little bit. What I don't want to do is strip that out. Wonder if it would have been easier to go ahead and remove the exhaust, the heat shields. So let me go ahead and try that. This is real time, guys. So you know, as we figure this out together, like watch the whole video, see you know, where I make the mistake first. And then, okay, cut that one off, and then don't make those mistakes. You know, I'm always amazed how on install videos, for some people, everything goes perfect. Their hands don't get dirty, they wear gloves. It never seems to work out that way for me. Okay, so yeah, I don't think I boogered up those threads, but okay, so I would highly suggest heat shield off first. Just gonna make it easier for you. Yep. Okay. Now, that second one. Just like that. Much easier with that heat shield off. So, okay. Now, I think that I should not have to, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and pull it off. I'm going to go ahead and pull off the top heat shield as well. This one. And this one. And after this, I'm going to pause the camera because it looks like it's about to run out of batteries. Hold it up and kind of. That can actually just stay in there. I guess if you just loosen them both, you could probably just slip it right off. Okay, let me pause this camera. I'm going to change the battery, and we're going to get those top Allens off, and hopefully these pull right off. All right, fresh battery. So let me extend this up and point it down on those bolts there. Okay, so I think that the Allen is going to be better. There we go. Yeah, so I think once you get them loose with the actual just handheld Allen wrench, you're going to be able to remove them quickly. Let's see, I got the ball in on there, so yeah, I'm going to be able to just, maybe not, kind of, well, let me loosen the other side. There we go. Wish it was a little bit taller. So this one's spinning pretty freely though. So hopefully it's not after this one a little bit more. Bolt getting so tight on me. I don't like that. What I don't want to do is break a bolt, because that would be super frustrating. I'll back this up so I stop hitting it. Breaking a bolt would be extremely frustrating. Let's see if I can get this in there now. Man, that one just does not want to cooperate. Let's see if I can get, the socket head Allen in there. There we go. Okay, it looks like you can get them in there. Maybe even from the start. So maybe I didn't have to go through all that grief. Okay, and this one, not so much. So this one seemed to loosen up, and it was cooperating more. Dang it. Okay, I want to get this one out. Okay, and let me try without an extension. Yeah, darn it. Okay. Let's see. Let's just do what we need to do. Maybe a swivel head might help. And I might have one, but this isn't. There we go. Just kind of have a spot where it gets a little hard to, a little bit unwilling to come out. Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. All right, so these are out. Theoretically, this exhaust should pull off. So take off the heat shields. Gonna make it easier, especially on these bolts. They wanted to get caught on that heat shield, and what I didn't want to do is have it start coming out at an angle and acting weird. So these are loose. Go ahead and can't get much looser than that. unless I just take it off completely. So okay, so I went ahead and removed those nuts entirely, and what you get is that spacer, that nut, and that washer just comes right off. So now they are loose. I'm going to grab the end of these mufflers, stock mufflers, and see if they pull off as easily as everyone says they do. They're a little warm. Twist. Those are loose. There we go. And you can see there is that gasket that they say you cannot reuse. So I have stock Harley ones, but I also have the ones from S&S. So I'm going to try the ones from S&S first. They look a little bit different than these, I'm noticing right away, but if they work, they'll save you 40 bucks. All right, let's get that bottom one off. Okay, I twisted it so that way this is no longer restricted by where those bolted in. Come on. There we go. Okay, same thing there. I'm actually really curious about these gaskets, honestly, why you can't reuse them other than them yeah, you just probably can't pull them out is what seems to be the problem. So they're kind of in there. I think if you tried to pull them out, they would probably just shred. And I guess leave them in there if you ever needed to reinstall these for any reason. Well, they'd already be there. Okay, so stock exhaust is off. Now, I know that this plate goes in between the, or actually it goes on there, I'm sorry, and it acts as a kind of a stop for the bottom and top exhaust. So let me pause this, let me go get those other gaskets. Let me prepare these slip-on to be installed, and we'll be right back. Okay, here are the S&S exhaust gaskets that come in the kit. So, sorry for the movement. I'll show you. So here is your stock exhaust header. So the difference with these is these are going to install on the exhaust header. They're going to slip on like that, and then your pipe is going to slip on top of those. So there's top, and there is your bottom one. So you're just going to slip those on your stock exhaust headers versus the other ones, the Harley ones, slip inside the mufflers. So these are going to slip right on the exhaust headers. Okay, so that's how these S&S exhaust gaskets fit on. So now I was doing a kind of a quick mock-up just so I understand how these mount up. So this one right here is your bottom one. So this one right here, when the S&S is this way, that's your bottom one. This one here that has this kind of on the back side, that's your top pipe. Okay, now S&S, I'm gonna lay that to the side. S&S provides you with new clamps. I don't know if you can reuse the Harley ones. I'm just going to go ahead and use the new S&S ones. And they also provide you with new bolts as well. Those 4 Allen bolts. So let me verify Yep, they're the same size. So good to know. So the Allen bolts from S&S are also 3/16. All right, so now let's go ahead and so the bottom that is going to, let's see, how does that slip on? It's got to slip that way. Doesn't seem to want to go in there though. I don't think. Okay, let's see. That's an Allen head on there as well. So let me find that size, and then I'll make sure I give this information to you at the beginning of the video so you have the right tools. Let me think about real quick the stock Harley ones. Let's see if that slips on there. Actually, I'm trying to think if there is a real benefit to going with, so there's the stock Harley one, slipped right on. S&S one doesn't seem to want to work very well with the heat shield. So I think that I could get it on if I, you know, make it like that. So it looks like if you make it go on, I think it would be easier too. Let me see how that is actually going to interact with. The problem is it seems hitting against the frame. Let me make sure you can see this, because this is important. This is something I haven't seen really dealt with yet. Everybody seems to just slip these things right on and not have a problem. I don't know. So it looks like, so I can get the S&S clamp on. It definitely is right against the frame. Actually scratched it up a little bit getting on there, but not a big deal. So it looks like you can get it on. So the question now is, can I get the, what I don't want to do is end up pushing that S&S gasket further on and messing that up. So I'm going to take this S&S one off. Let's see. Okay. Let me, okay, here's the stock Harley one going on. Super easy. Okay. And then here is the S&S slip-on. Actually, I might be able to just slip it right on to here. What I want to be able to do is put this thing on. Yeah, that's not going to work either. Okay. So I think, okay, I'm going to try to pound that on the rubber mallet and then see if it slips over that exhaust gasket. So let's try that. So oops, let's now I hope a lot of things. I hope that I have it on there right after I pound it on, because it doesn't seem like it wants to move or turn easily. So All right, so now we have the stock Harley muffler clamp on, the S&S exhaust gasket. So now let's see if, okay, I'm gonna move the camera back just a little bit so I can get in there. Oh, almost got my finger. So can I get it to twist, and then, okay, I would definitely reverse that a little bit on your TV. I definitely rewind and watch that. So what I kind of had to do was get it on there, and then I had to twist it just a little bit, and then straighten it back out and hit it on this back side. And then I'm gonna give it a little bit of a, I want those bolts to line up really well. There we go. And not have, definitely rubber diblo hammer. Okay, that is our bottom. So I think that, well, I have good access. I'm gonna go ahead and bolt these here, and then I'm gonna tighten that up. So again, this clamp is, or not this clamp, this bracket is gonna go on there, and that's going to rest against here, kind of, and rest against the top one as well. So the ones from S&S already have thread lock on there. Okay, so we're going to use those. I'm trying to see if there's a difference in height. Yeah, there maybe. Yep. Okay, there is a difference. Let me make sure that you can see this. Okay, there's a difference in height on this, or on this bracket. Okay, so make sure you put it on there where it's resting, fully resting on the bottom pipe, and lining up perfectly with the holes. If I turn it around, it doesn't line up. Okay, see that? So you're going to want to make sure when you do it that you place it in the right orientation where it's fully resting on the bottom and those holes are perfectly lined up. Okay, we back this up and let's get these installed. Start at my hand, get my other one, and hit it. Start it by hand. Okay. Got that kind of tight. Let me get this one started as well, so I don't get tweaked on me. And I'm looking on the back side. Okay, I would definitely alternate a little bit on these. Get one going and then come back, do the other side, so you can make sure that you're not getting the bolt tweaked and cross-threading anything. So, okay, there we go, snug, and it's snug all the way against this frame bracket. That's what I was wanting to get. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to our Harley clamp. So we're gonna put may need to a little bit more. There we go. Get those to twist down. Okay, you're going to put that in where your flat side is towards you. Slip right in that groove. Got your nut, or I'm sorry, your washer, and then your nut. And there was no thread locker on these before, so that's not something that I am going to worry about now. Okay, so back to my 9/16 socket, and let's get these. Now those S&S exhaust clamps may have worked if I wanted to take these heat shields off. I don't really think that there's a huge difference, other than maybe they were a little shinier. But I actually like the idea of, I mean, maybe that socket would have looked cleaner here, but I actually like the idea of being able to put a 9/16 socket on that and getting it really clamped down. All right, so let's move on to the top. So I think that we're going to follow the same steps. There we go. Maybe. Okay, so I just kind of had to really pry it open and then kind of just continue to wedge it or kind of angle it on there. I don't think, yeah, I'm definitely gotta, oops, sorry. So there again, initial placement is super important because you're looking at how this is going to fit on there. So I need to beat it down a little bit more. And see if, like, it's going to sit like this. So that is about right. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. Here, get the camera over here for you. So I kind of just placing it up here and then thinking how it's going to sit. So this one, it's there again. Let's see. It's important how you, it's all about this back bracket right here. The way that this needs to slip on. It needs to be kind of slipping on. Now it's definitely hitting on the bracket, so I'm going to hit that a little bit more that way. Okay, so it definitely takes a little bit of trial and error to get this. So I want to slip underneath this. Underneath the existing, there we go. Use the screwdriver, pry that out a little bit. So you got to get it underneath that existing. Okay, got to get it underneath this existing heat shield. And then got to get it to slip in like that. Now, I'm looking underneath here. Actually, that looks pretty good. Let me, I hate moving the camera real fast, so you want it to definitely be fully on the, oops, there we go. You want to definitely be fully on the new muffler. So that looks pretty good. It's fully on the new muffler and the exhaust gasket. So what I'm going to do is, I think that I'm going to take a screwdriver. I'm just going to move it back a little bit, kind of straighten it out. Okay, that looks pretty good as far as where it's sitting. Right there, as far as where it's sitting. And okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get, so there again, your 2 Allen bolts here. They come from S&S with thread lock already on them. So kind of get them started by hand. You definitely want to take your time getting them started by hand, because you do not want to cross thread these. That would be a nightmare. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use my 3/16 Allen with the ball end, and hopefully, yeah, they're only going to go so far by hand. This one's a little bit easier, but not much. Okay, I may be able to try it. Get the socket wrench. Yep, I can get the socket wrench on this one. Tightening down that 3/16 Allen. There we go. And yeah, I can't get it on that one. Yeah, I probably could with a swivel. So we'll just do it. I don't even know if I could with a swivel, just because of the swivel would need the length to get in there as well. Okay. Yeah, that's not gonna go much. So I'm just gonna have to do it the slow way. And then you drop it, and there we go. You know, take breaks if you need to. Not worth getting mad. And you know, I've definitely thrown my share of tools across the garage. And I remember one time I threw a tool and then I actually hit another vehicle in my garage, and so it really just kind of lesson learned on that. Okay, so that's nice and tight. I'm going to double check these down here on the bottom. With the, yeah, those are nice and tight. Okay, so okay, let's see if I can squeeze this. The goal is to squeeze this a little bit. Okay, let's see if that was enough to get that beveled. That's kind of tweaked a little bit. Let's see if I can get that a little bit more. My real problem is this top part right here. Kind of tweaked on me a little bit. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now let me see if I can. Like I said, this is as real time as I can get it. You know, I just really want to show on these installs, like, where the things go wrong, because what I see A lot of times, I'm gonna move this back. I gotta get from the other side. What I see a lot of times on these is, you know, hey, you're gonna install this bolt, and then they come back and the bolt's installed. And I'm like, you know, I don't know about anybody else, but it never really goes that easy for me. Okay, now, oh yeah, I should, where did that washer go? Okay, I should be able to get, maybe, I might need a little bit more. Okay, awesome. Okay, so, use a pair of vice grips. Again, I'm gonna alter that opening introduction, and with the tools you need to include the tools, oops, sorry, that I found out I needed. That I didn't know I needed until I got into it. But, okay. Good. Yeah, I mean, that looks good. Okay, so I want to show you this clamp. So that's how that finished, not clamp, I keep calling it a clamp, bracket looks. So you got it resting, or really right between top and bottom. I don't know if that one's just support. Okay, simple. I'm just going to use this Chemical Guys interior cleaner. Just spray that on. Just give these a quick wipe down. Get the fingerprints off of them. I don't know if it has the same effect on these as far as like other pipes, especially aluminum or stainless, I should say, where you know you could have that issue of the forever imprint, but not take a chance. Doesn't take but a quick second to wipe those off. All right, are we ready? Let's fire this thing up and see how it sounds. Give it a couple of reps for you. So start to finish, the install job on these S&S Slash Cut Slip-ons. Done it in real time, so you can really see the issues I had with the clamps. Ended up using the stock Harley exhaust clamps. Took the heat shields off the mufflers first so the bolts weren't getting caught. And then really one of the most important things was those exhaust gaskets. That S&S actually supplies those with the kit. So I'm going to take those ones I bought from Harley back, get my $38 back, I think it was, for those two gaskets, And that was something I didn't know, because I hadn't really seen a very thorough review of this exhaust and the install. So I hope that this helps you. Throw something down in the comments for me. Let me know how you like the sound of these S&S. Let me know what you put on your bike, if you like it better, if you don't like it, like if you don't, maybe troubles you have with your install. Anything you want to throw down there, I'll try to reply to each and every one. Appreciate your support. Again, if you like this video, click like, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the other videos I'm going to do for this channel, and then hit that bell icon so you know when they come out and you are able to watch them right away. So yeah, we're going to go take this out, get some sound. I'm going to try to replicate those same exact sounds we did, and then get it going down the highway from the rider's perspective as well. All right, let's get this bag put back on. And I think we're going to be able to wrap this project up. So, again, really important that you get that thing fully seated first, kind of. So, make sure you get it slipped right between those. And then you're going to come along to the back. Okay, I'm going to pick this up and show you. So again, that right there, make sure that is in the middle of that bracket right there. And then make sure that you are fully seated on both of these. I'm double checking myself. Okay, fully seated. Open up the clamshell. Okay, you don't have to pull out. It just clicks down. So when it's up, you're gonna click it and you're gonna feel it snap right into place. I would give it a good pull once over to make sure that you're not gonna lose your bag. Okay, and that should be down. That should be locked. And then, once you're all done, bam, throw that S&S sticker right there on the inside of your bag. I got that idea from Sandy, Holy Shift, and hey, guess what I got to throw in there? So brother, this is for you. I'm going to throw that in there right next to that S&S. Your videos have inspired me to not only take the time to record what I'm doing to my bike, but to really kind of branch out and take a leap of faith doing this stuff. So Sandy, it's going in my bag. Thanks, brother. All right, here is a startup. Again, not a cold start. I rode the bike to the park, so here's what it sounds like after being ridden and the bike's a little bit warmed up, just like it was in the garage and just like it was when we did stock exhaust.
So there you have it, guys. S&S Slash Cut Slip-ons installed. Sound compared between stock and with the new exhaust. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Let me know what you put on your bike. Let me know what you do differently. Maybe I'll go to a full system eventually, but for now I just wanted to get some sound to this bike. Remember, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up, give me a like, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you'll be notified when my next video comes out. Next one's going to be LED light install for the front and rear turn signals. Use the Eagle Lights Sunburst, and I'll do a kind of compare and contrast on that, stock versus the LEDs, and tell you what I do and do not like about those Eagle Lights.